Everybody, welcome to XMG Captain's Draft 2.0. My name is Sunsman, joined by Cinderin. This is a remake, but the heroes will be brand new. Cinderin is laughing maniacally in the background. We're hoping for some non-CM heroes to join us in this beautiful cast of ours.
What are you doing?
Welcome, Cinderin.
Welcome to the club of lunatics with Sunsman and Cinderin.
Something like that.
Oh no, that was a really good intro. I like that a lot. So yeah, this is of course a very awaited match. It's going to be on the first day of the tournament, so that's how scheduling made it turn out. We're going to have Secret versus EG, two of the very strongest teams in the West right now. I'd say easily both of them top 3, maybe even top 2. And yes, of course, they did also both finish top 2 at Starladder, where EG won by 3-2. So extremely close teams as well. And yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see how this one turns out. I don't know if there's a clear favorite. What do you think?
I think Secret, because they just seem a little bit more flexible to me. They have, like, we talked about it last series, but as No Tail's computer is just god awful apparently. He must. Okay, I almost said something very bad. Never mind. Something related to ESL computers, but regardless. Which I guess I just basically said it there anyway. Hopefully he'll load in the next 30 seconds. But I think we talked about this last series. The players for Secret have a pre-game pause. I've never seen this before, actually.
Oh wow, you can do this now? That's really
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very handy. But anyway, each individual player has a lot of variety as far as the heroes that they generally play. So, and then they have 2 amazing drafters and people with a lot of experience. Not that EG is slacking in that department at all, but I think the pause actually like screwed things up horribly.
I'm curious to see what happens with the draft when he loads in.
Alright, I'm going to show you guys what the game looks like right now. Just for fun. It was
That's
paused,
interesting.
and now we have a HUD. We're just testing the boundaries of Dota 2 now. That's what we do here at DC, you know? Well, just going to casually wait. No Tail needs a new computer. Badly.
Oh, anything could happen right now. Alright,
I think they're ready. Hopefully,
go.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Oh, he's not even
Yeah, I didn't even see him connect.
Yeah. It's a trap, I think. It's a chair.
Is this going to be a 3rd remake? I don't know.
Oh.
So the thing that sucks about remaking Captain's Draft is you get new heroes every time.
Yeah, well, this time we don't know what we're losing.
Well, but we will if we hit unpause, because it'll start. I'm assuming it'll start right away, despite it saying 27 seconds. So, if it's a good hero pool, we'll keep it and remake AP and make them pick. If not, we'll just remake. It's up to us at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. No one cares about the rules and stuff, right? We're just having fun.
Are there rules for this? I don't know. Did you make rules for this?
The games are played in Captain's Draft mode.
That's it?
Well, that's pretty much
good rules.
That enforces it to not be played in all pick, right? Oh, what's going on, No Tail?
This is on. I believe the first game is on Luxembourg, so not that it has anything to do with it, but what is happening? Oh, here he comes. He connected. This is like the best intro to any VOD we've ever had, and here we go.
Let's see if okay. Please don't fail.
3, 2, 1. Oh, peace! All right, there we go. Let's see who we got here.
It just worked.
We have nobody. Let's remake
again.
No new heroes. Let's remake.
Remake it.
Oh, I don't see the heroes.
See them.
Yep. Let's see what they say. This was a bug that we had yesterday. Let's see if they can see them or not. All right.
Okay. At least Secret can.
Secret. Okay. I guess they can see it.
Great.
So just to update everybody, there was a major bug like 6 hours ago, where sometimes you couldn't. Like sometimes heroes were missing, and then occasionally all the heroes would be missing. So we sent messages to Valve to fix it ASAP because we literally couldn't have the tournament without that bug fixed. Looks like most of it's fixed, but this one where the heroes disappear has not.
This is a special case, though. This is because we paused during the load.
It could be.
But fortunately for you, I'm Rain Man, so I memorized the entire draft, like all the heroes before we even started.
Was there an Omni Knight?
Yes, there was. There was an Omni Knight. And 26 other heroes, too.
Are you sure there's 26, Cinderin? Come on.
Yeah?
Is 9 times 3 really 27? I don't believe that for a second. Well, they're using their time. So again, just to reiterate how important the drafting stage is, there's no bonus time whatsoever. So this time you see is total. If they end up picking with 1 second left as their 4th pick or something like that, their 5th pick will take literally a second. So
Yep.
a lot of
And
pressure
that's
on these
happened
captains.
quite a lot in the first edition of the tournament, as a matter of fact. We had a lot of games where the teams like ran out of time on their 3rd pick, and then they spam picked 4 and 5.
Right.
So might see that from Secret here. They're using so much time. They're gonna overall first pick the Visage. I think that's a great pick in this pool.
Yep, great pick.
The response
Considering there's no heroes, it's a
Bristle.
great pick. Getting any
Bristle
hero
is
in this
such
is
a good counter pick to Visage, though. And Lich is good, or good in one way, bad in another way. Chain Frost is awful against the birds, but Ice Armor is great against physical damage heroes. But Bristleback, in my book, one of the absolute best counter picks to Visage, just because of Quill Spray. So that's a good solution from EG so far.
Absolutely. Tinker again, and this time coming out really early for Team Suka. And this is another thing to consider. You might see a lot of heroes picked up that perhaps could be countered relatively easier in CM, but just getting
there
that
was
hero
no
first.
Omni-Knight, by the way.
There wasn't? Oh, did you take a picture
No,
of it?
I just quickly saw it on the stream now before it fades away.
Yes, so that's
no
good.
Omni. Clinks and Bounty, double invis.
Huh.
Running this into, well, I think they're just picking fast to force Secret's hand here. They don't really have any time.
Hey, that's a strategy. I like that. They have 3 cores right now, I would assume. So perhaps going for another support or a jungle, in EG that is. 7 seconds. Invoker pick for Team Secret. They have 5 seconds to pick their last one. It'll probably be another core, and it's a tiny. All right. Oh,
wait, who? Oh, this is a support Beastmaster. Okay, support Beastmaster for a no-tail. Visage on Puppy. Probably the Tinker on Simba again. That makes it an S4 Invoker, which is something we haven't seen for a very long time, so this makes me happy. This hero didn't even get picked at Starladder, I think, or maybe once. Really faded away, but being brought back in this game. As for EG, what do you think about the Bounty Clinks? They seemed really confident about it, picked it very quickly. It's double invis against a Beastmaster hero who sometimes likes to go Necro 3, but they're both very good against Tinker.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tinker is going to get destroyed if they actually apply pressure early. And this is EG we're talking about, so no, of course, offense to PR, but they just didn't pressure the Tinker at all in the last series, and I think that's going to not be the case this time. But I'm more interested to see what Tiny can do without a Wisp. We haven't seen that almost ever in the last year or two. It's always a Wisp by his side. And of course, the Wisp is normally going to be No-Tail, who's one of the best Wisps in the game. But this time we'll be playing, like you said, in all likelihood, the Beastmaster, which isn't really I wouldn't call it a No-Tail hero. I mean, he's played it, but it's not like a signature hero by any means. Then again, nobody's signature hero is Beastmaster, so that goes without saying.
I guess these days that's true. In the past, when I was a big solo mid pick, there were some players that were really known for playing a good Beastmaster, but I guess the closest we get to a trademark Beastmaster, at least in my memory, is probably Light of Heaven offlane. That's when it was picked a lot since that mid era. He played it a lot.
But I really like the synergy with Tinker, because you take a Hawk out to the other side of the map, in the middle of the trees, and Tinker can just boots of travel to that anytime. And he can do that to the familiars as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of mobility for Tinker, and maybe that's what they're banking on, because again, with the Bounty Hunter Clinks, as we talked about, he's going to be feeling a lot of pressure. But if he can get that early boots of travel into Blink Dagger, he can just force himself into the trees. And Warlock is going to be the last pick for EG. This is, like you said, a staple pick in Captain's Draft. That chaotic offering. Huge team fight implications.
Wow, you said that in a good way.
I wish I was on camera, because the way I used my hands as gesturing was pretty terrible. I loved it.
I was thinking the way your jaw moved. Like,
chaotic offering. No.
Yeah, you could be
if you look at
drunk Warlock, I guess.
I feel like that's how he should sound. Chaotic offering. Yes, thank you.
So like an old British guy sitting with a scotch? I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind for me, but
well, I'll say yes.
Somehow what I thought about. I don't know.
It's okay. We're all weird.
Okay, well, as it looks, the heroes and everything in the game works well. So it was only the in-game drafting phase that we couldn't see. So let's have a look at the teams already. For EG, it's going to be Universe playing as the Bristleback. Zai will be playing on the Warlock. So probably a position 4 on that. Arteezy will be playing a solo mid Clinks.
Ooh.
PPD onto the Lich. And then finally, Fear's Bounty Hunter will go to the safe lane. We did see him play a solo bounty at Starlighter, and he was really effective. I'm looking for him to be active on the map in this game and really get the job done.
Absolutely. And as we talked about, Notail, no surprise on the Beastmaster. S4 on his patented Invoker, which we haven't seen in a long time. Kuroki on Tiny. Interested to see how that lane's going to match up, wherever he's going to go. Looks like he's going mid, but I don't think that's the case because S4 is there. Tinker, played by Simba. And last but not least, Puppy on Visage, which I believe he played last series as well. Last game, in fact, against PR.
Yes.
And it worked out quite well in his favor. And a very fast counter ward by Notail. And that's... I don't know if that's crippling, but that's pretty big early on. Universe is going to have no vision whatsoever. Of course, he's quite survivable, so we'll see how that ends up shaping up.
And also, whatever lane he plays against isn't that strong. That's one thing you need to keep in mind in Captain's Draft, is that the classic, very strong lane support duos, or just strong supports in general, are not always available. And a hero like Bristleback, who kind of needs to be harassed a lot in lane to not take it over, can be a very powerful pick. And I think the choice in this game from EG to grab that Bristle was a really good one. He's going to have a great game, or at least a great lane, even getting help here from PPD. They can't deal with him at all with an Invoker Beastmaster lane.
Yeah, it's a weak lane for sure. So S4 is top lane now. So Tiny's going to be... is this actually going to be a solo, or is Visage going to come help him out? I guess Tinker can't really survive in this bot lane by himself. It's a pretty trash off-lane hero.
Yeah, they're doing the Visage Tinker that they did in the previous game against PR, but this time around they're going to run into 2 heroes instead of 1. In EG's dual lane, Warlock is fairly good. He has a great attack animation. His damage is okay, but he has sustain too with Shadow Word. He's going to even throw it aggressively onto Puppy here, but
no kill's going to come of this as of yet. Just trading hits left and right. But yeah, this top lane. How do they can't do anything about Universe, like you said. He's just going to get complete free farm. The question is, though, can they get a kill onto Secret as a result? And considering he can push back the lanes as much as he wants thanks to Lich, I say EG has this lane in the bag. Oh my, I didn't just say that, did I?
Ultimate Jinx line?
No, not that. It's just the whole in the bag thing. It's just, when I hear it, I cringe now. Like, I can't think of it in a positive manner anymore. Yeah. Especially when, thank God there's no Skywrath, though. Let's just leave it at that.
This one is in the bag. That was awful. Okay, so...
Sounds like a constipated Skywrath. I'll take it. Constipated Skywrath, it's fine.
No, that was really
it happens to everybody.
That did not come out the way I was imagining. So anyway, one thing we should mention about this game as well that we didn't talk about is, of course, being an EG game, this one will have one of the games on US East. The first game is on Luxembourg. So this is the one where you could say EG has a little bit of a server handicap, whereas in the second game they might have a bit of an advantage. Mm-hmm. So it's something to keep in mind going in, that if EG gets off to a good start and do well, the second game is even going to look even better for them server-wise. And on the flip side, Secret kind of want to win this game, or at least get off to a good start, because servers do matter, but it's the most fair solution we have available for a best-of-2 series.
Top lane, Universe is getting really hasty here. He's going to try to get a kill on S4. He's probably going to die in the meantime. Will he get the kill though first? First blood goes the way of S4 and Notail. Unfortunately, Lich went for the rune. That is truly unfortunate for EG. So first blood goes the way of Secret.
Oh,
that is a
PPD
huge surprise.
even.
What? Oh, top. Why'd you say bottom? S4. Oh my God. He went for the kill. What level is he? Level 1 Frost Blast. Did he actually use it on Invoker?
Yes, and then he got cold snapped and just controlled the whole time. Very greedy. This was a lane EG shouldn't and kind of couldn't lose. Okay, now they're going to get a comeback kill on Universe. Unless this body block, pretty amazing, still gets it.
He can get 2 out of this, actually. Notail better be careful. He's going to try to use the tier 1 as cover. But Lich is also here with that level 1 Frost Blast. I don't know why I laughed at the level 1 Frost Blast, but yeah, Universe, even with only his level 1 Bristleback, the Bristleback has level 1 Bristleback. It's always awkward to say.
It's incredible how aggressive this guy's playing. We don't usually see this kind of play out of Universe. He's generally a very controlled, very calculated player. But when you put him on a hero like this, he apparently goes deep. So, well, that's the top lane. Let's look at the other lanes. Arteezy currently crushing Kuroki in mid. It's kind of to be expected with Clinks against a melee hero, but especially Tiny with 0 armor.
Oh, bottom lane. We might get a kill here. It's a level 1 Shoryuken swing. Oh, laser is going to prevent any more physical attack. And again, level 1 Shuriken's not going to be able to get that kill. I'm really interested to see what he levels on the Bounty Hunter. It's a 1-1-1 right now. Does he go for the burst damage in the Shuriken toss, or I think the slow and Janata might be the best choice.
I
guess
think Fear might be maxing Janata because this is a 2-on-2 lane, so just the steady, constant harass might be good, but alternatively maxing, or at least getting 2 points in Shadow Walk, maybe the 2-1-2 build is still better here to control this kind of lane. We'll see. Rune, gonna go the way of Arteezy, gets the Invis. The Bounty Rune goes to Zai, so they get both of them. Kuro is just getting destroyed. And they're gonna be helping him with Visage now.
24 last hits for Clinks versus 9 for Kuroki on that Tiny. So yeah, he is absolutely getting destroyed. But we'll see if Puppey can help turn things around here. And unfortunately, Beastmaster is just so weak early on. He doesn't have a boar. He has level 1 wild axes. What do you prioritize for Beastmaster as far as skill-wise? Their skills are concerned.
Totally depends on the game and what the game plan is. I think Secret has a pretty poor pushing lineup for this, at least for now. If the Invoker goes Quas-Exort, which he didn't, he's going Quas-Wex, then definitely not max Inner Beast. I think you max the Axes here to just have enough burst damage to get kills, or if you want the map control, of course, Call of the Wild, but yeah, they're gonna go for Universe.
Cold Snap. They might actually get 2 kills out of this. PPD at half HP. He goes down pretty easily. Universe going for the kill, going balls deep again. I love to see this, but it's going to cost him another death. No-Tail getting bottled at the last second, so he's going to survive through that. So 4-1 for Secret. Early advantage to them for sure. Can't really blame this on, not that they would be blaming it on Luxembourg servers, but the aggression for EG just hasn't worked out so far.
No. And this time Universe could have definitely got away. He chose to go for that. And they need to be a little careful to not give away too many of these free kills, because they're actually winning the laning stage so heavily that if they don't give away kills, it's fine. Everything else is perfect. Getting a 2,000 gold lead while being down 3 kills in a 5-minute game, no towers? It's insane. I don't think I've ever seen this big of an outfarm in a pro game in the last 2 months. I don't think the last 6 minutes have been this one-sided in terms of lane last hits.
Bottom lane. Tinker taking a lot of damage. Looks like he will fall. It will be a trade.
He got the trade.
I don't think he got the experience, right? He went down second, I believe. Yeah.
Zai got the kill first, so... But still, even getting a trade there for Simba, I think he's going to be happy with that.
For sure. No-Tail's going to be able to bottle this Haste Rune. Not even close to level 6, I should say. But, of course, he is a support Beastmaster at the end of the day. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up is a change to...
Oh, Puppey.
And he's going to find...
Arteezy wants it.
Arteezy's going to find it. He doesn't have that much damage, really, to take... I mean, Puppey's has 1 level...
Puppey has 3 armor.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected.
I think Arteezy could have killed him, but they want the bigger kill, which is now S4, who does have Ghost Walk ready to be invoked, so they need to be really quick about this. They're not getting this kill, I think.
Oh, they dusted.
Never mind.
GG Cinderwin! They're going to be able to clean him up pretty easily.
The dust. I was looking at the other heroes.
Of course, it did take 4 heroes, so that's going to perhaps open something up as Puppey. Okay, not exactly a pushing hero yet at the level 3. Level 3
Gonna open up for finally some CS in mid for Kuro.
And Tinker as well. I mean, Tinker's going to get some experience. One thing I wanted to talk about, though, is the change in... I know Fatal Bonds isn't really picked up that often, but I believe it does pure damage now, right? Instead of HP removal, which...
Instead of doing... Was it HP removal before? Now it does the damage type that it amplifies. So if it amplifies physical damage, the extra damage is physical. If it's magical, it's magical. I think that's how it works.
Well, the important factor in that is if Tinker gets a Blink Dagger, it could cancel his Blink Dagger quite a bit, like for a long time too, if used correctly, of course. Mid lane in the meantime.
If he's bonded,
Puppey,
yeah, you're right. That should be the case.
Will go down pretty easily. Kuroki in the meantime, he's going to be dead as well. This damage is ridiculous coming from both Arteezy and Fear. Of course, Fear doing a great job of rotating over with that Orb of Venom. Can chase heroes down relatively easily.
And that's what's going to start getting really scary now for Secret, because when these two invisible heroes start teaming up and are this strong around the map, no lane is safe when they're missing. They can pretty much take any sort of skirmish and just win it.
Arteezy forced these up. Oh, actually, Dust is going to pop for No-Tail.
Okay.
Arteezy on the run. He'll be okay. PPD in the meantime, Cold Snap,
so
trying to get off a spell, but it's like he's trying to sneeze, but just can't quite get it off. Will fall to the Tornado. And Universe takes a little damage on the back end as well. So, an unneeded death for Lich. Perhaps he thought that Arteezy could turn, but Arteezy just didn't have any mana to do much with, to be honest. So, not sure what that was about. But 6-5 advantage for Secret. Despite Universe dying.
Top lane.
Yeah, he's gonna lose all his mana. This is that sucks for Bristleback. I mean, not
That's
the
a really
most
good counter.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't snot people now. Of course, he does have a wand, but 0 charges on that bad boy. Here comes teleportation from Fear. Do they have enough damage to take this with no mana on Universe?
Well, there's a sentry there. He's spotted. And S4 is going to back out. Fear going for a little bit of a dive. He could be turned on.
No. We have a nice EMP. Fear has absolutely no mana. Oh my god, that Soul Assumption doing so much damage. And the turnaround now on Puppey. Of course, Universe, like I said, no mana, but not much is needed to take out Puppey, at least at this stage of the game. Warlock's
and they do get a
here.
track out on that as well.
Well, Zai's level 6, so watch for the Chaotic Offering to come out. I can't believe I remember that name. That's so sad. That's just because of last season.
I said it to you 20 times last season. That was so good.
That's probably, I mean...
And you hated it every time I said Chaotic Offering.
So for those that don't know, this
so
is
good.
probably the worst name in the game for skill, because it doesn't feel impactful and the spell is so good. S4, looking to get a kill, perhaps on the Chaotic Offering, wielding Zai on the Warlock. He's going to get EMP'd before he can get it off. And Kuroki will burst him down. He actually had enough mana to cast it, but it's just the Cold Snap. Anytime there's a cast animation, Cold Snap is your worst enemy.
And the cast animation on Chaotic Offering is pretty long, so it's not... They don't need the perfect timing on the attacks even. Oh, Puppey's going to get spotted by Arteezy. Does have a sentry though, so we'll get the Grave Chill off early. I still think he's going to go down if Arteezy can chase him here. But Tinker's there with the laser.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Oh, here we have the Chaotic Offering on 2. Puppey will die yet again. I believe that is his at least 2nd death. That's his 3rd, actually. 1 and 3 on the Visage. Not off to the greatest start. Simba, in the meantime, has his Soul Ring. Expect him to start spamming those marches. I feel like the skill build just hasn't changed at all with heroes like Tinker, despite all these changes that have been made. Universe purchases a Vanguard, so expect him to go for the Crimson Guard, in fact.
Fear.
Mid lane, we have a Roar onto Arteezy, and there's the slow from Warlock. Is it going to be enough to do anything? No, he's actually stops it pretty much immediately. Arteezy on the run. Big Daddy No-Tail pops the dust. Oh, the Tornado actually misses. Can they even catch up? The Boar is slowing down Zai. A beautiful toss! S4, oh my god, here comes the Chain Frost as well. It's going to bounce on the Beast, unfortunately. The Chain Frost continues. Tinker actually went down in that engagement. Puppey, very low HP. S4 will fall. So that's 2 dead for Secret, so a good counter initiation from EG.
What a sick Chain Frost from PPD. That
I thought that was garbage at
heroes
first.
7 or 8 times. Yeah, it looked like it wasn't going to be good. And then it jumped to the 2 heroes that were really close together from Secret, so they took it like 3 times each. And they were basically just out of that fight. And then they clean up Tinker and Invoker. They're going to get the tier 1 as well. EG are completely running over Secret this game. It's 9-7, but this game is not even close. When you start looking at the real numbers in Golden Experience, just they're playing with track. They outfarmed them in the lanes. And in the mid game, they have a Bristleback, a Clinks, and a Bounty Hunter who are all extremely good at that stage in the game. I don't know if they can even get the Tinker online. Like, Simba's still looking for his BOTs 12 minutes in, 600 gold off, can't do Ancients. Like you said, he's going for the old Tinker build. Makes you wonder in this game if he should have just maxed Laser Rocket and they should have tried to fight, because well, the farming route's definitely not working out for this game.
Yeah, it's tough to say. And even Kuroki has 2.2k right now. And normally you'd go Ags pretty much straight away, but that's with a Wisp generally at your side. The question is, do you still go
Zai's
Ags
gonna
here?
get roared.
Yep, Roar on Zai. He doesn't have his pure Chaotic Offering to use, so he will get bursted down by Tiny. And Blink Dagger now on Tiny. So that's what I was wondering.
PPD. Gonna get found out by S4.
This should be an easy kill. Well, although Arteezy's on his way, PPD has no mana, pops his dust, so S4 can't run away in case Arteezy's able to burst him down. But Universe can't quite get in range for a goo. Doesn't have much mana to speak of anyway. But this tower looks to be dead. Universe does get it.
Never mind.
And S4 getting really cocky. Of course, he has some backup now in the form of No-Tail, Puppey, and Kuroki. And EG now has reinforcements, so this might actually be a team fight. Chaotic Offering off cooldown in 8 seconds. Look for that to be used. Fear is just continuing to push bot lane. Not the greatest pusher in the world, so it's going to be quite a slow one. Expect him to perhaps TP top. And Kuroki dashes all my hopes and dreams.
Could
Puppey's
be in trouble again.
Out.
Never mind.
He better be careful. This Hill Troll Berserker is chasing after him. Another terrible name.
Oh, they found Arteezy.
Yep. Oh, there's a Chaotic Offering. It's only on a couple here. S4 on the run, at least for now. But here comes Tinker. Nice March in the Machines. Is this going to be enough to force back Secret at all. Universe turns his back, giving Secret the cold shoulder, if you will. Won't take much damage. Kuroki not even rotating over. Doesn't feel like any kills can come of this, but he's going to get turned on. Fear, better be careful though. Even if he comes in for the kill, he can get bursted down pretty easily. Arteezy in the meantime, dealing some damage to Kuroki. Wow, can they actually go for this? The track is there. Couple TPs. This is going to scare them off. PPD going for the chain frost. That should be enough to get the kill. Does that actually get dodged? I don't think it does.
No. No, it does not.
Yes, no, it does. PPD. He's going to pay for it with his life, but that is certainly worth it in the end. No Tail, forced to use Aurora on Universe, he's very cocky right now. Arteezy should be able to pick off No Tail. One more right click, but the slow from S4. You're seeing the sentry being placed, but that is from Big Daddy. Doesn't have a blink or anything like that, so should, I would assume, go down. This Warlock. Oh, the Chaotic Offering just dies a second later, too. That is hilarious. Arteezy attempting to run S4. Wow, with the familiars and the cold snap, like, what can you do? So that's a
that's a really good combination.
Was that a 2-for-1?
Was something for something trade for both teams.
Let's look at the team fight recap.
I don't know, that was such a long fight.
That team fight recap was for that one kill. Excellent.
Yeah. It's, to be fair, it's been over a long duration. Universe.
Taking
gets
quite a
Rumber
bit of
killed.
damage.
He's gonna die for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Ooh. Soul Assumption, not
what
online, not enough mana.
By Universe, that sidestep. Keeping him alive. Kuro looks like he wanted to do the Blink Toss. I think he should have just comboed him. Blink Avalanche Toss would have just burst him down in one go, but I think he wanted to toss him to his team.
What do you think about this Blink Dagger on Kuroki?
I like it because it's the way they need to play the game. If they play farm-oriented with the Tiny as well as Tinker, they're going to get run down. Now they have some fighting potential. I think it all comes down to the fact... Oh, yeah.
So dead. Oh, my... They're going to get the track gold on top of that. I think the Shoryuken was the only thing needed to get that kill. So, another kill goes the way of EG. And look at the net worth. That is scary. The top 4 in the game are on the same team, and that's EG. That is... a ginormously, despite, I mean, look at the score, 12-11. That means nothing, like you were saying earlier.
It's just, we haven't really felt the Tinker in this game yet. The other heroes for Secret, I think, have all done their part, but Tinker hasn't been able to do it with Arteezy. He's going to get found out here, get comboed nicely. I think this is going to be a kill for Secret. Big one as well. Yes.
Indeed, and Fear. Continuing pressure upon Kuroki, who's going to bottle up. He'll have mana for a toss very soon, so Fear better be careful. He blinks out. He's going to get good. Does he have any reinforcements coming to his aid? I think... Is Universe really going to go deep? He's going to toss! Not quite enough to get Fear, though. But it does force Universe back. I love these tosses. Not going to lie. You don't see that as often when there's a Wisp in the game. Unfortunately, they don't really have great... I guess they could toss, like, Beastmaster for Aurora. But they don't have anything... Like, they don't have a Centaur or something like that to do some major damage.
Yeah. And while all this action has just silently been, or has been happening, Zai has silently been in the bottom lane, and now he almost has an Aghanim Scepter.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
They're gonna get the deny, which is really important, delaying him here. And, well, he's 700 gold away. It's just that, it's the track, it's the fact they've got a couple powers. Oh, wow, okay.
Alright, so Tinker stays offline for quite a bit more time. Has boots of travel, but... Not until you get that Blink Dagger can you really start taking off, I feel. But then again, they do have a lot of counters to the Blink Dagger. So, and like we talked about, 2 Invis heroes against Tinker is going to be tough. Tinker was picked before the Invis heroes, I believe? Or not? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, he was first phase picked, if you will, by Secret. They got
was the second
Visage
pick overall, right?
And Tinker, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they opened with Visage, and then they got Tinker Beast. So, second and third pick.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a gamble opening with that Tinker that early. I'm not saying it's a bad... We couldn't see the entire hero pool because of the bug, but I still feel opening with that hero so early is very risky.
Force Staff Tornado EMP is going to pop his Crimson Guard. Going to block a little bit of damage, a lot of damage in fact, in conjunction with his Bristleback ability. And Secret cannot burst him down despite having... Is that every single member of their team? I believe so. So not able to
I think
take
they
him
landed
out.
everything, but he had his back on all of it, and then it doesn't matter. Cloak and Crimson Guard, just too tanky. This Bristle is going to be a huge problem for them. They don't even have good single target damage against him for late game. Tiny is kind of a spread damage carry, or he can hit hard on single targets, don't get me wrong, but especially with this Blink build, it's going to take a while before he gets to that point.
Fear
So
really wants to initiate onto Visage, but wouldn't have enough to take him out, at least not yet. He is going for a... Is that going to be a BKB? Could be a Halberd? No, probably a BKB, I guess.
on which hero
BKB
was
is
that?
really good, yeah. Bounty Hunter. Tiny actually gets a kill on Lich, but in the meantime, Tornado
That's a bold play.
on a Kuroki.
Yeah.
Or on the Universe, I should say. Kuroki ends up going down, so it's a 1-for-1 trade for a support. Not the thing you want, but again, when you're down like this, you need to take risks, you know? And speaking of risks, Simba's in the jungle, low HP with 2 Invis heroes. Luckily for him, doesn't look like they're going to catch him. Oh.
Yeah, they're investing a lot of gold into these Sentry Wards to just try to cover up their own jungle, and maybe they're going to get a reward for it here. Fear. He's a goner.
Roar, EMP. I think he didn't get anything off, in fact. We'll go down pretty easily. Zai in the meantime, along with RTs, are going to be forced back. You see the dust being used. Don't think they're going to be able to catch up, unless the Tornado's off cooldown, which I doubt. Doesn't look to be the case. Just trying to kite Universe as much as possible. He just doesn't take any damage. I mean, he has a Plate Mail and a Crimson Guard. Like, what can you do if you're Secret?
They can't kill him.
Bristleback. You just ignore him? Like, what's the strategy?
They have to. They have to accept the fact that when it comes to teamfights right now, they cannot kill him. So they have to mana burn him with the EMP and then kite him and kill the other heroes. I think Visage is a great solution with the Grave Chill, just trying to keep that on him as much as you can, but it's only level 1. You have the Boar from Beastmaster, but that one's going to get brought down eventually by the Quill Spray. It's just... I think in this game, just looking at the overall draft, to me, Bristleback is the least countered hero in the whole setup. So Universe is bound to get really strong now, and although he made a couple of mistakes in the lane getting over-aggressive, he still got the farm he needed. He has 100 CS, and...
Tornado EMP, it's not going to hit Universe, and this should be an easy kill. The track going to give vision. Okay, actually the Force Staff's going to keep him alive, at least for now. One more right click is needed. The BKB pop by RT is going to be enough to take him out. In the meantime, Simba, easy kill again for RTs. We're not even going to watch that because we already know what's going to happen. Chaotic Offering used on Puppey. Another kill going the way of EG. 2 for 1. They did lose the Bounty Hunter, Fear. Did not see that, but Kuroki, ay. This slow, man, from Zai. What is it even called? Upheaval. I never remember the spell name, but that's it's like something about Warlock spells. I don't ever remember any of them, but Upheaval, yes. So here they are just chilling by the tier 2 with the tier 1 still up. That's how far ahead they are right now.
Yeah, they'll go for the tier 2 maybe. The golems are still up for another 25 seconds, but yeah, there's no shame in not remembering the Warlock names. It's a hero we very rarely see played. He's a pretty successful hero in public games, and I still think he could be one of the better picks in competitive than he is. He's still, I think he has a decent win rate, to be honest, but mainly Cloud9 are running him on AoE 2000, I believe. And I think more teams could be picking him up once in a while. Top lane, Arteezy.
He has no mana.
That's just greedy.
No mana.
Soul Ring, though.
No.
He's still dead.
There's no way he's getting out of that. Tinker now has the Blink Dagger with that kill. That was actually... I wonder how much gold went the way of Tinker. 642 gold. Not too bad, not too bad. That'll help his farm quite a bit. But Universe is really the one that they should be worried about. I mean, you have the Clinks, you have the Bounty Hunter who... That's the worst thing about playing against a Bounty Hunter when you're behind, because the track, it just snowballs you even more in favor of your team with all that gold going the way of EG in this case. Point booster now on Kuroki, so is going for the Aghanim Scepter. Whatever happened to like drums, Tiny? It just doesn't...
Oh,
you don't do that anymore.
No, sometimes you do. It's just, it delays your Ags, which is clearly your most effective farming tool. So if you have free farm, you want to get the Ags right away, so you can just farm a lot faster. If you're not doing too well in the game, I think drums can be a choice to try and get back, but then again, wouldn't you just rather try to get the Ags still, and then even though it's a little bit later, you can once again recover with it because it's a farming item. So yeah, that's probably the reason. I like that he's going Axe after the blink. He cannot play this burst strat the whole game, and they need someone to kill the Bristle, and he's the only candidate they really have, unless if Tinker starts getting some serious farm, which hasn't really been the case yet. So Kuro will have to do quite a bit of legwork.
Do you think they have,
of course,
with these BKBs, do you think Secret does enough physical damage to kill like, anybody in a team fight? Well, not anybody, like the 2 BKB target, which is Fear, who's getting one now, and the Clinks, who has one already.
Not at all. Not until Kuro gets some significant physical damage.
Expect this to go to Arteezy. Again, this is another game with a lot of great Aegis carriers. This time for EG.
We should even... There's one thing we haven't mentioned, I believe, which is... it's not just against the magic immune neutrals that March doesn't work. It doesn't work against heroes in BKB either. It's like all magic immunity. It doesn't pierce it. So what you usually were able to do with Tinker was, even when the enemy heroes got BKBs, if you still had a double or triple March, they couldn't really fight you. Now they don't care. They're just going to run in there. And I think Universe can also soon run into 1 or 2 Marches and still stay alive. He's going to have a Shiva's Guard in a moment. And after that, he's probably going to build some health. And that's still perhaps the best counter to Tinker of all, is just getting a lot of health so he can't burst you down. If you go for that Dagon build, at least. But, well, looking grim for Secret. I don't know what you do apart from just trying to farm lanes and split push and avoid fights, because you're definitely losing the fights against an Ags Warlock. Now also with a UL.
Oh my god.
Zai is just so big.
Why is Zai always farmed? He's always farmed.
Look at the net worth. Top 4 and bottom 1. That's classic PPD. Just completely sacrificing himself to let everyone else farm. And
but even
Lich is
so,
one of the greatest heroes for it.
Yeah, even so, he's level 10 still on PPD, so not too shabby at all. Even in fights, he's going to be relatively. I mean, what level of ice armor does he have right now?
2.
At 2. Okay. Even so, that helps. I haven't really seen that effect on towers too often. How effective do you think that is? Because we don't see Lich that often in general.
Now the main thing about it is you need to be there. So it's better for base holding than anything else, but if you want to go in Frost Armor your tier 1s or tier 2s, you expose yourself to ganks. So it's sometimes useful, but I think it's a minor thing for me. It's usually not that relevant.
Oof. What if they made it global? Like living armor?
That would be pretty sick.
I mean, he's not picked very often. Do you think something like that
He gets picked quite a bit. It's mainly for the lane dominance, of course, but...
Yeah, true. It's just he
I don't
drops
think
off
he needs...
so much.
I think Lich is in a really good place.
Ooh, do they have a gem? They do! The Avalanche is going to find him. No tilt, trying to get off the roar. That was a really long-range roar. Arteezy bursted down. The Aegis is here. Reinforcements, are they going to be coming? Universe has very little mana. In fact, the zoning EMP is used. Arteezy forced to pop BKB. So that's a 9-second BKB used for... I mean, I'm sure he thought he was going to get initiated on, but it didn't look to be the case. Secret just happy to get rid of the Aegis.
Yeah, Kuro? Oh, now he might be in trouble.
Toss into Avalanche.
Pretty much dead here.
He's going to get slowed. BKB's going to make sure that... Oh, okay, well, as we learned, you cannot dodge the Lich Ult. Actually, as you learned. Sorry.
No, I knew that. I thought you were making a different sentence when you said it.
Oh.
I thought you were talking about whether it's disjointable, and I was like, no, it's not disjointable.
Oh, I see. Well, I specifically said the other way, so eat it. Zai has Chaotic Offering. What, I clarified in the middle? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Tier 2.
I know what I meant. That's important.
Nobody else did, though. That's what's more important.
Fuck off.
Secret just forced to give this up. Yules by Zai. He uses his
That's really weirdly. Okay, so he has like 2.5 seconds to set it, and then he puts it. So he heals a guy here. Has 2.5 seconds to set it up. He's like, let me place that.
That's a pretty good combo, though, if he actually gets it off. EMP unfortunately going to miss for Secret. And even S4 now just has very little mana. They're going to have to sack this eventually. I mean, typically speaking, when you see March of the Machines just spammed, it's going to force everybody back, but EG are just so far ahead, they're not really going to care right now. But Secret will hold this at least for now. And Tinker going for Ethereal at least has the Ghost Scepter. Maybe he doesn't go for Ethereal. Maybe he doesn't even go Ethereal. That could just be a defensive measure.
He needs the Ghost Scepter at least. Against Bristle and Clinks, especially Clinks, can just solo him every fight. So he needs some sort of protection against physical damage. It's a great choice. I would say Dagon E-Blade in this game. I know it's been nerfed, but they need damage. They have decent control. Invoker is Quas Wex, so not much damage, but a lot of control. They have Roar. They have Grave Chill and Visage Birds drops. They have the Tiny, of course, with the Avalanche, but he still doesn't have physical damage. Tinker has to deal the deeps. That's still the main problem. They can't focus down the heroes.
Deal the deeps. Is Arteezy going for a Desolator?
Yes, or a Maelstrom.
So this is a new change.
Searing Arrows is not an orb anymore.
Exactly. I mean,
so you could consider that.
Deso is pretty damn good on. I mean, both would be good, honestly. And I think once he gets that damage item, Tinker, even with the Ghost Scepter, I don't know. I mean, I guess if he doesn't take any damage, he could blink out, but It's still going to be tough. Especially if you get an Orchid. The question is Bounty working on Orchid? It doesn't look like it, actually. So he has Vlad's even on Fear. So Vlad's BKB, I think it's a 10-second, no, 9-second BKB. Surprised that EG's not grouping up a little bit more, which they're doing now, I suppose. Do they just go with each Chaotic Offering? Is that what they're waiting for? Of course, this is 2 Chaotic Offerings.
Could be. Oh, Puppy.
Oh, Puppy.
Oh, wait. No, they thought he was out there.
Well, they'll find him either way. Here comes the track, and here comes the kill. Puppy has a Soul Assumption, not even able to get that off. They do trade it for a tier 2 top. So EG doing what they want to do. Split push. And now that Kuroki's going to be able to purchase his Aghanim Scepter, although no buyback. But if he gets that, he can split push by himself, as we've seen so many times with Tiny. And there it is.
Yeah, it's step number 1 towards the recovery, but it's still going to take quite a long time. It's about 10k gold in XP, so definitely some recovery to be done, but EG are not really gaining, which is surprising to me with the start they have and the start they had and the lineup they have. That I thought they could control the map better, but the Tinker is now starting to be pretty damn annoying with the split push. In addition to, of course, the Beastmaster providing a lot of vision, etc. It's not that easy for EG to get what they want. And yes, they did get that gank, but like you said, it came at the cost of a tier 2. That was a really impossible gank to predict for Puppy, by the way. So
I love the sound of Chaotic Offering when you cancel it. Just
sounds really good.
Tap at the base.
Oh, S4.
Ooh, okay, Tornado on 2. EMP to fall. Fear's going to pop his BKB, and this is a good move by Secret, forcing that out and then retreating right away. So Fear will not have a BKB if they choose to go in the next minute or so. Arteezy is going for Desolator. Really interested to see how this works. Of course, it makes him even bigger pusher. I mean, already the physical damage from
roar.
Fear gets roared. No BKB, doesn't really matter since it goes through anyway. Easy kill. He buys back into the game. Chaotic Offering with 2 golems beating the crap out of Puppy. Looks to be a trade in the making, and it is, but the Chaotic Offerings are already dead. EMP to follow, not going to clip Universe. And the question is EG going to reinitiate into this? They're going to regroup.
They know Roar is down. They know EMP Tornado is down. They could probably get the tier 2.
They still have Lich ult if they can force Secret to bunch up. TP's canceled here from Tinker. And this tower going to get fortified. Here comes Simba. He's so defensive with that Ghost Scepter. Here comes the Blink Avalanche. Not going to do a whole lot of damage. Fear gets stunned. Zai, of course, doesn't have the Chaotic Offering. Another EMP Tornado. It is going to hit Fear and a couple others. S4 destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And now everybody's on the run. Universe and company. Actually, the March of the Machines finishes off Fear, and that's a dieback, I do believe. Nice Avalanche. Lots of damage coming out from Kuroki. He's going to get kited big time thanks to Universe. Attempted T. Oh my lord. That's the Desolator going to work. Along with
that's the gem being dropped. That's the biggest kill out of all of them. Because now they can... That was the reason Secret were taking these fights pretty well. Oh, nice kill by Kuro.
Just as I bring up the fight. Whatever. It's fine. You guys... You know it's happening.
That was not a kill to be expected. But Kuro, with this one ward, sees the movement pattern of Arteezy and gets that kill. But getting that gem for EG is going to allow their lineup to play way more aggressively. And... I don't know, I feel like every time I look over at Zai, he almost has another item. Like, the refresher is close now.
Refresher coming.
It's been like 6 minutes since he picked up the Euls. He's also 7, 2, and 5, and they have track. So it's not a miracle. But still, he is really doing a very, very good job both staying alive and getting the farm he needs in this game.
I was going to say, a gem could still be purchased by Secret, and they do just that. So there's going to be one on each team. If they lose this gem, it's crippling. I mean, it's already somewhat crippling just giving one up to the enemy team, but since EG's already ahead, but considering the 2 Invis heroes and they have almost no counters, at least on the mobile scale or on a global scale, I don't know. I don't know what they can do if they give up this second gem. They're gonna look for Roshan.
It's the most important item right now for Secret, so they need to definitely not give this away. And no tail, okay. Looked like for a second he was gonna move up there. He cannot afford to do this, so...
Is this a Universe Assault or Mjolnir? I'm assuming Assault, but technically both could make sense.
I think Mjolnir might be...
They're gonna find Fear, Roar, EMP. Not even needed.
Easy pickings.
Easy peasy. Universe. They have... Do you even want to go on him is the real question here. He pops his Shivas, S4 is slowed. Here comes Arteezy. Doing so much damage. Look at this. Gonna get slowed. Very nice familiar usage from Puppy. Is this gonna be enough for everybody to get away though?
They're gone for 2 minutes.
The familiars?
Those birds.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do they know that? Not sure.
Oh, he might save one of them. Zai, use your ult.
What?
Oh, there we go.
On the
oh,
familiar.
cool.
Ooh, Arteezy at very low HP pops the BKB, kills the familiars in the meantime. A chaotic offering on just Kuroki. It might be worth it. Shiva's intact as well. Chain Frost is going to slow him just enough for PPD and Warlock to finish him off with no problem whatsoever. Arteezy lives through that somehow. Power the BKB against this team.
And now, Simba's getting a Shiva's.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know. It's good for the teamfight control and for maximizing the split push potential, but I still feel like they have the same innate problem. So perhaps the plan for Secret here is that they feel like they can hold on, and that they take whatever fights they can get like somewhat even trades out of, and then apart from that just dodge them. And then they play for very late game. So farm item on Tinker, farm items on Kuro, and then just hope you can hold. Maybe that's a better call than just getting items that are effective right here and now, because if they fail, the game is over. So,
how about an Aghanim Scepter? Let's see an Ags on Tinker. Never seen it before. It's not very good in general, but
I think it could be.
If you're gonna play the turtle
I don't
game,
think it
maybe.
would be good enough. But yeah, well, it's a cool item, but I don't know if it's good enough. I thought it sounded really cool when it came out. Like I loved the sound of it and the idea,
that's nice.
But it's just not good enough in most cases.
Zai is so freaking good. Yules himself out of the EMP. So many uses for that Yules. I mean, we saw the potential perhaps for the upheaval combination. Haven't really seen it come to effect fully at least, but very cool usage on Warlock, I must say. He's level 16, only like 700 away from finishing the refresher. And at that point, like, what the hell do you do against four chaotic offering golems? That's gonna be tough. It already is tough. This is an uphill battle for Secret. I mean, if any hero can do it, it's Tiny, honestly. The backdoor master, the split pushing master. He's going for an assault now.
Yeah, Secret, I'm really impressed with how well they've played this game after the abysmal start they had. I thought this game was going to be like a 20 or 25 minute game. When you have that kind of a disadvantage against this kind of lineup with track and everything, it's kind of impressive they've pulled it back. I'm missing that X factor from them where I'm like, okay, when they reach this point, this is when they come back and start taking over the game. I just don't really see it. Even with Tiny getting a lot of farm and Tinker getting a lot of farm, it's still not a clear-cut victory in the late game against a Warlock with double level 3 ultimate, which is a reality, and 100 gold, against a fully itemized Bristleback at Clinks and Track gold. The bounty is also getting strong. I don't even know if the late game of Tinker
this is
or
gonna
Secret
be
is
rough.
better.
This is gonna be rough. The smoke. They're gonna find Kuroki. Gets tracked. Already at half HP just from Arteezy. Nice tornado, but of course Arteezy has the BKB activated, so nothing's going to come from that tornado overall. Lich ult, it's going to hit Kuroki, but he's falling back so far. And EG, are they committing to this? They can't. So a BKB wasted, a Chain Frost wasted. Secret comes out on top of that engagement, but Roshan is up. And considering all the minus armor from not only Gu, but the Desolator, this could be a quick Roshan if they choose to do it. But Simba pushing the top lane.
Yeah.
Tier 3, almost dead already.
Who's going to defend that? Who do they have TPs on? Clinks? And, okay, Warlock already.
Oh, and this is the unfortunate thing for EG. Zai just showed that he has Refresher now, so there's no surprise. Unless they didn't check his inventory, which I guess is always a possibility, but you just have to assume they've seen it at this point. No surprise factor on that double ult. I mean, that honestly, a double ult surprise, Chaotic Offering, sounds like a delicious sundae. But that could be game-breaking, you know?
Oh,
Are they
Universe?
really going for Universe? They're going to toss him in to the middle of the fight. He pops his Crimson Guard.
Oh
Look at
God.
S4 melt! Oh my god. He needs to get a Ghost Scepter. Everybody on this team needs to get a Ghost Scepter or something. I mean, I don't think Tinker's really died since that purchase. So that's really ends up being very beneficial. Now with Invoker dead, this is going to be a Roche attempt.
Yeah, this is costly though. The top tier 3 is probably going down for this. S4 is buying back. EG, if they pull out, they just wasted a lot of time then. No, they're going to commit.
Yeah, they go for BKBs are activated on top of this. Here comes Tiny takes the Aegis. Unbelievable. Universe getting really low. Kuroki ends up using it. Can he actually turn this around is the question. Zai. Oh man, this upheaval. There's nothing you can do. Get out. You can't. S4 in the meantime. Look at him. Look at how slow he goes. Ay, ay, ay. Puppy in the meantime trying to run away from fear. Looks like he's going to die as well. And the Ghost Scepter activated for Tinker. Is this going to be enough for him to get away? Arteezy chasing. Nice blink. And he actually will get out. So one. I actually think Tinker should have stayed and pushed top. Nobody TP'd.
Yeah. But they didn't because he didn't stay. Else they would have done that. But that was still... What an amazing save by S4. Look at where Kuro is. He ran into the pit. Kuro faced upward. He four-stabs him up onto the cliff here, where he's just been standing for like 20 seconds, and then he stays alive because of that. Then he blinks in to get stuck here, which is an interesting decision. It's gonna blink out. But it's
Who got the Roshan kill? Was it Kuroki as well?
the Radiant. It was snatched. Okay. So Kuro got the Aegis, but not the kill.
That was really well executed, though. And I mean, that's one of the things we've touched on a bit. We just haven't seen it come to fruition. Is the Beastmaster Hawk? So much vision and so hard to counter. Obviously, you have some nukes that can take it. I always like to say Clockwork is probably the best pick against a Beastmaster because one rocket globally
I think you should
can
show
take
the
it out.
net worth.
Okay, it's now a little bit of a mix. Tinker, the highest for his team. Simba, that Ghost Scepter, man, value Ghost Scepter. He didn't even die in that last fight. I want to remember what his score was. What was it? It's 3-5 now. Was he like 0-5 or something? Maybe not quite.
He was like 1-5, I think. But I wanna have a look at the other heroes in Secret because there's a really big discrepancy in gold. And it's about 20,000 on both that and experience. So, and I'm looking at this net worth and I'm like, this is not. It doesn't seem that far off. But then you realize there's 3 heroes in the top for EG that have 16k, and S4 has 7. He's the solo mid he wasn't solo mid, right? They were dual laning him top, the Invoker.
This is a support Invoker, Synderen. New meta.
Effectively, pretty much support Invoker. He's outfarmed by the Visage, who supported him in lane. And that's one of the things that can happen with Quaswex Invoker. If the game isn't going well and you don't have any momentum, you're pretty poor at farming because you don't have Forge Spirits, you can't really split push. You give control in fights, but not much more than that. So it's a 41-minute game, and he has a Force Staff and an Ulti Orb, which is pretty awful inventory for an Invoker to have, so he's kind of a liability at this point. He's Tornado EMP and a Deafening Blast, and that's it. That's just not enough. That's where a lot of the gold is missing.
I still think it's the right choice to go Quaswex in this game. We've seen the EMP alone, even if you're not doing anything else, the EMP against Bristleback and nobody else. Like, if you just take that into account, it's huge. But you're right, he's super underfarmed, which is unfortunate for all Secret fans out there. We have the jump in, Fear getting roared, taking quite a bit of damage. He pops the BKB after everything goes off. Fear. Well, they end up getting Lich, so that's something.
That's the gem.
It uses the BKB. Oh, that is the gem. You're right. So they're gonna have double gem, double the vision, double the pleasure. Kuroki on the run. He's a little piglet right now, trying to get 4-step. No, it's not gonna matter. Fear was there waiting for him.
Into Janata.
Yeah, Janata right in the nutsack for Tiny. That's gotta hurt. Puppy, what are these pings? Something's happening. Oh, those familiars almost died.
Like,
wow.
Look, guys, my familiars have 2 HP.
Take screenshot for me. I don't remember my key.
So the Scythe of Vice on Arteezy is really interesting. It's not that unusual item on Clinks, but you usually get it after another damage item than Deso. So you would usually see most other Clinks players get a Daedalus into Hex now, or maybe not even that, but I guess he's getting it because he didn't get the Orchid. So when he doesn't get that, he wants to be able to reliably lock down a target. Now he has a solution to Tinker as well. He just hexes him and kills him. And you just saw there how much he lay into Tiny. So.
Yep. It's pretty sick. Pretty
difficult for
sick.
Secret. The Force Staff, I mean, relative to how little gold he has, I think S4 has had a pretty big impact. His Force Staves have been really, really good. But there's still, like, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, but I do have to say, even though EG has such good team fight, ever since
no, Simba, no.
No, Simba, no? What? What's he doing?
He's buying a Bloodstone now.
What?
I don't think that was the right choice.
Interesting choice. A Captain's Draft delight here, ladies and gentlemen. A 43-minute Bloodstone. I don't know.
It's not the minute, it's the build-up. Like, there's still, where's the damage? Where's the Hex? He could have had a Hex now.
Yeah, that's true.
He could have rearmed that, and with already a Shivas, his mana pool is pretty big. He can rearm a Hex like 2 or 3 times. He even only has level 2 rearm, so he could definitely do that.
Well, especially considering the BKB. RTZ 5-second BKB right now.
Yeah.
And I believe Fears is 5 as well, and it is.
I don't think you can be more greedy than this with your Tinker item build. This is like extremely greedy, and I think I get where he's coming from, that he just wants to split push and just farm as much as possible and try to scale super late, but I think with a Hex they could be getting some game-changing kills. This Bloodstone is not going to do anything yet. So, well, I'm waiting to be proven wrong, but I don't like
technically suicide himself for fun. I think also the death cooldown timer, whatever it's called, death timer, being reduced is actually a pretty big deal now that we're getting into the late game. Something to at least consider, but it is interesting.
That's kind of like building to lose, right? If you're considering your death timer a problem and you're building Bloodstone to solve that now, it's like you're expecting to die in the fights. You have to play like
I'm trying to give him benefit of doubt, okay? Eh?
Okay.
Universe has a Reaver, Messerschmitt's Reaver, if you will. So going for that heart, unless it's going to be a really crazy Satanic, which I highly doubt. Considering he probably won't even have mana to use it, because he gets mana burned every single fight. Actually, how much does EMP mana burn? Is it like 800?
800 mana burn? Are you serious?
Or 400? It's 400, right?
It's 550. It got buffed. It used to be 400 at one point, and then it got buffed quite a lot. So yeah, it's 550. 800
so
maybe quite first kick worthy, I think. That's
well, he has quite a bit of mana then. Even after getting EMP, he's going to have 1,000 mana. I'm actually really surprised by this. And that's basically the Shivas. So that's another great reason to
He has really good intel gain. Bristleback has 2.8 intel gain for Strength Hero, which is really high.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the reason he doesn't need to item build mana items, but can just go for the tank items. Because, to be fair, when he's fighting, spamming out Coil Spray and Nasal Goo the whole time is actually pretty expensive, but you don't even need to itemize to do that. Okay, that's a hard Janata hit, one-shotting a Familiar.
Yeah, these Familiars are having a rough time this game, no doubt. Against Bristleback, against Janata. I think that's what they really need to do. I mean, you have Tiny, and you're down, technically speaking, so I think it's pretty much
gonna electric up Kuro. He's gonna die for this.
Cyclone is the upheaval. No, it's gonna be Chaotic Offering first. He gets 4-staffed out. Sheep on top of it. Tornado's only gonna hit a couple. PPD uses his ultimate. It should be enough to get the kill. So Tiny dies. Does he have buyback? Yes. That was a delayed reaction, but yes, he does.
If he didn't have buyback, they could not have gone for that play, I think. It was extremely risky, and they kind of should have known that it would have hit.
Fear, roared, rocketed, everything. Oh, Chaotic Offering, a second one coming in. Can they turn this around? Simba getting low. Fear, oh, that one shot! Unbelievable how much damage Fear is doing right now, despite not even having that many items for damage. He ends up going down, but it's a 1-for-2 in that particular engagement. 1-for-3 overall if you consider Tiny Death. EG, I would assume they push here. They're going to slow Puppy. Here's the buyback from Beastmaster. Is Kuroki going to be forced to buy back on the Tiny? It's 36 seconds on his timer. EG's going to back up at least for now, and, well, the Chaotic Offerings are going to be used to damage the tower. They did their job. Good
Familiar drops from Puppy, buying some time. Universe in the front lines, but they're missing the hard hitter of Arteezy, who's finally going to go and start attacking now. We'll be killing off the Familiars. There's the Glyph. They might save the buyback of Kuro. This is really good defensive play from Secret.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. The tower will probably go down anyway, but I mean, if you're Secret, you'll take that any day of the week. Tower getting quite low. Universe in the meantime, you better be careful. He's really low. He gets 4-staffed out. Nice Yules. Universe getting healed thanks to the Warlock. Looks as if Lich was insta-gibbed in that engagement. Universe on the run, continuing this. Zai, who are they going to choose to go on? Everybody. They're getting really greedy. Universe, burst damage from Sunstrike. Zai in the meantime. They lose 4 heroes, and Secret wasn't even forced to buy back. What a turnaround.
Prepare for the graph plummet. Look, click the fight recap and just look at that. That's unbelievable.
That's a lot of bars.
That's 3 kills. 10,000 experience and 7,000 gold from 3 kills. Oh boy, when you're this far behind, that's just insane. Oh, Warlock has 6k gold? Okay, that's also an explanation. So,
these
what do you think Zai...
updated yet.
What do you think Zai gets next?
Obviously a Crystallis, because Warlock's a great last hitter, right clicker. I don't know. They have a Shiva's already. A Sheepstick, I guess? I mean, you can never have too... Oh, okay, he goes BKB.
He can refresh that too. So now that's 19 seconds of magic immunity. So we might see him just drop his chaotic offering, BKB, go into the like wherever he wants, basically in upheaval. Just put BKB so he can't get cancelled. It's a really big deal. So now Secret can't even counterplay the upheaval anymore because the only BKB breakers they have are Roar, which they definitely don't want to use in the Warlock, and Toss, which is unlikely that Kuroki can blink in and toss him away.
Yeah.
And even if he does that, he probably exposes himself. So I like the BKB choice. I think it was a really good one. It was for me. It was between that and Hex probably.
And he gets
and
Boots of
Travel
Travel
for good measure.
He has no money for
why not?
buyback now.
Same for Bristle. EG are playing this they're playing with confidence. This is pretty bold. They can still lose the game.
Well, if Warlock gets both his ultimates off, then really his job is done, honestly. I mean, obviously there's a lot more he could do. Yeah, Roshan getting low.
They will get this on time. But what's it going to cost
only he knew
them?
Chaotic
Oh,
Offering.
No,
Oh, it's going to be a double trouble Chaotic Offering. Who gets the Aegis? Nobody's picked it up yet. Curry was randomly destroyed in that fight as well. Kuroki BKB's trying to right click, knocking it. He gets the Aegis in the last second. Okay. Finally gets it. But he's going to be surrounded. Oh, okay. I was going to say he gets surrounded, but of course he has that Blink Dagger, which is off cooldown, thanks to that Aegis. So in the end, all they lose is a Visage, an Aegis. Was that the second or third Roshan? I don't know if Cheese was picked up, if there was
That was
Cheese.
the third. I think the Cheese was already taken and used by Arteezy.
Oh, okay.
Feel like I saw that in that fight. Wow, that was crazy. The fact that Secret got out with that few casualties in that, I thought that could have just been the game.
So in my mind, worst case scenario is you're in Roche pit. Roche is really low. You get double Chaotic Offering, and yeah, they lose one hero. How is that possible? That is unbelievable. And now they're going to use March of the Machines to force, or at least try to force EG back. But of course, the Universe does not give one crap about that. Even doesn't really, at this point, one Rax isn't going to make the difference anyway. So we'll see how this fight continues. Double Sheep Stick.
They're losing their
counter each other.
Top.
Melee Rax top. Oh, you're right. Oh my God, the creeps are going to get it all by themselves. I can't believe it. Of course, one Rax isn't going to be game-breaking at this point. Like I said, Shiva's popped by Universe. Everybody is slow for Secret. Roar on Universe. He has his face in him. This could be their opportunity to take him out. Right clicks are there for Universe. Or for Tiny, I should say. Double kill going the way of Kuroki. The Soul Assumption cannot be dodged, but it's very little damage to speak of. Somehow Secret get 2 kills. A Rax. Their creeps are on their side for sure. Creeps MVP all the way. They had the range Rax before, right? That's probably why it was pushing, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, that and Tinker, of course, just being Tinker. You know,
Unbelievable.
I kind of feel like I shouldn't be surprised that Secret are holding this with the heroes they have, but it's still amazing to watch. Like they have March of the Machines, they have Tornado EMP, so of course they have great defensive utility, but it's still there's still like 30,000 golden experience behind.
Fear is getting blocked by a pig, for God's sake. This is how it's going for EG right now. He's going to get slowed and bursted down again. Arteezy trying to take out Simba. We have another engagement here. Cyclone on Tiny for the meantime. Arteezy gets sheeped. Secret's going to attempt to run away from this. Of course, remember, you can't blink. Not that we're talking about blink daggers here, but Tiny did get out.
Wow, look at the graphs. It's not...
I don't want to look.
I was saying 30k. I don't know where I got that from, but... They just gained 15k XP and 10k gold. Now they get a tower. They're looking to push. There's no buyback on the bounty. I cannot believe if Secret wins this game. This is like the... Tiny!
MKB now on Clinks. It seems as if his EG is not even going to save for buyback whatsoever. Oh, the toss! That's not a good one, though. He gets stopped in the middle. Chaotic Offering number 1. Look for number 2 very shortly. The slow here. Puppy trying to run away with all his might, but he'll go down to the right clicks of those Chaotic Offering golems.
Both teams
ridiculous
are like
damage.
To push into.
It's so
just
difficult.
Get into the base.
I have no idea how this game is going to end. It could go either way. There's the refresher by Zai. Uses his blink. Looking for another kill. Don't think he's going to find anyone, though. The cast animation for Shadow Word is very similar to Chaotic Offering. I thought he was going to cast it on nothing there. But he's good to go. Of course, Roche is not going to be up for quite a while. Which is going to be... Oh, my God. Dagon, level 4 or 5. It looks like a 5 on Tinker now. Chaotic Offering used just on Kuroki. Can they get this kill? Nice stun onto Arteezy after the sheepstick used by him. Kuroki's going to get out, and the Chaotic Offering is completely wasted. Perhaps they can push this mid lane with those golems.
I don't think they're getting in. Tinker has Dagon 5. Now they can start really killing off the heroes.
New meta for Tinker. Don't get Ethereal. Just go Ghost Scepter. Especially against the Bristleback. Yeah, and these golems seem to be wasted. They're gonna get a little chip damage on the tier 3s, but they have backdoor protection. So nothing will come from this. Oh, we have a tornado, EMP. EMP is not gonna connect. The Satyr will, however, and that's a lot of damage coming from the Satyr. Not really. Yeah, Kuroki trying to take out these Chaotic Offering golems. Wow, that's a lot of gold going his way as well.
Oh, Fear has found Simba.
Zai gets destroyed in this fight. In the meantime, Arteezy pops BKB. Not going to help you against the tiny right click. Buyback from Zai in the meantime. Tinker working 1v2 against Fear. And Universe. Universe is so difficult to kill, but if the rest of Secret can come with that Sunstrike, with everything else on top of him, perhaps they can get enough damage to take him out. Universe roared on the backside. They're trying to position himself in front of him so he takes more damage. Bristleback, can he live through this? He's going to run away. He's getting healed from the Shadow Word. And in the meantime, S4, invisible, running away. He is tracked. Kuroki, one more right click. That's a dieback for Warlock. Fear in the meantime was going to get killed. Is this enough for Secret to actually finish this game? This is unbelievable. The toss was at a creep. I don't even know what that was, but PBD is going to get bursted down. Everybody's dead except for Lich and Bristleback. Lich, of course, just bought back. Somehow Universe lived through that. His heart's going to heal him up easily. Is Roche up anytime soon? Not really. They can push this. They need to push now, don't they?
Arteezy has buyback, so...
Oh, that's true.
But the most important defensive hero is...
Okay.
Oh, no, he just...
That's a dieback, too.
That's a dieback for PPD.
Oh,
yeah, I think this is game. They could just gather up and go to the lane. There's only the Bristleback they need to worry about. Arteezy, 30 seconds, doesn't buyback as mentioned, but... The big one to have down is Warlock, and there's a whole minute on him. I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say, there's no way to heal Kuroki, but Big Daddy No-Tail bringing him a health salve. 55 minutes in the game, and it is useful. Very useful. That's 400 HP in the bank. They're going to be able to get to the tier 3.
S4 bringing some as well.
Oh, double heal salve? This is new meta? New meta for
They're
use
all
in the ring?
ferrying out salves. This reminds me of a game I played a long time ago, and we needed to win with time rating, and I got like 10 salves on Night Stalker and ran down mid lane. Okay. Those barracks. Oh, Arteezy.
Arteezy, you better be careful. You better be careful, because Tiny's here to bring the pain. He buys back into the game and a pause. Beautiful timing pause, I must say. Can they hold with these three? It's their 3 cores, technically. No Warlock for 30 seconds, though.
What do these graphs remind you of?
The summit? I don't know.
Oh.
Shout out to BTS.
I was indeed thinking... I was thinking Mount Everest for the XP graph, at least.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Well, that's pretty much what I said, so eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, here we go. No time to rest. Of course, Arteezy just bought back. Kuroki can 3-shot basically these barracks, make it 4. He gets sheep. This is going to be 2. 2 racks down. Tinker using his Dagon. Okay, the racks technically isn't down yet, but here comes the aggression Universe. Look at how much damage Kuroki's doing, but he's going to get bursted down. He does, even with the BKB activated. Does he have a buyback? He does. No boost to travel to get back in the game, I don't believe. But in the end, Bristleback dies, buys back. They need to get this racks. This will be huge for them. They do, thanks to the familiars. Puppy might cost his life, but definitely worth it. Simba and S4 better get out, but there's a Chaotic Offering. It's going to be a double trouble one. Big Daddy in to help, but the Blink Daggers are out and the Chaotic Offerings are wasted. That's 2 Chaotic Offerings. Okay, Blink, BKB, Cyclone on the Simba. This might actually be a kill, so not wasted after all. S4, you better be careful. He's trying to save his teammate. He's going to Force Staff. He has a health salve, Cinder, don't worry. Mid lane, Tinker is here. I'm sorry, Tiny is here. Rax, this is going to be mega creeps going the way of Team Secret. Oh, he doesn't want to risk it, though, because he doesn't have buyback, so he gets Chain Frosted. Shoryuken.
They have to find this kill somehow.
His BKB's up in 2 seconds, but no teleportation. He can turn on Fear if he gets vision here. Nope, he's going to blink out. He's going to play it safe. The Craggy.
Craggy.
True that.
Oh, this
Rax so low. So low. S4, sacrifice your life. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's got the Health Salve. Health Salve MVP. Use the Forge Spirits on the barracks, for God's sake. It's getting low. 190 HP. This might cost him his life, and it looks to be the case. Well, do they have vision? There's no gem because they've died so often. They get the Rex in the end. It's Mega Creeps going the way of Team Secret. Unbelievable.
One familiar.
Unreal. The game is not completely over yet, but that is holy god, this game is unbelievable. And it's just game 1 too. Give me some analysis, Cinderin. Talk to me, baby. You can do
I feel like it made a
Dota 2 in a nutshell, Zai is saying.
I think the way it turned out, just EG were a little bit. They didn't have good enough timing on their base pushes. The spell usage wasn't good enough. They were a little bit too greedy with their dives, or just didn't get, or maybe not greedy enough at the right times. Their initiating tool, the Warlock, never really. I didn't ever feel like there was that just double chaotic offering in the Dire base, just like crushing them, where they just followed through and ended the game. They never got that one, and now suddenly they've lost the entire map. And Tinker, who went for the Bloodstone, the greedy build, he got so much time that he could turn his Shiva into more farm, the Bloodstone into even more farm, and then suddenly ends up getting the Dagon 5 one-shot purchase, which is like 7k gold, and the E-Blade. And now they have Megas. I don't want to say this game is over, though.
It's
like,
not.
With everything we've seen in this game, there's like, I don't even know what to expect.
But with a Tiny, as long as Tiny has buyback and is alive as long as possible, he doesn't have buyback for another 4 minutes, so this is quite risky, if, even with Mega Creeps, if Secret wants to go in. Do you wait for the buyback on Tiny?
I mean, what are you afraid of? I mean, waiting, right? There's no point in not waiting, in a sense. They have Mega Creeps playing.
Oh, Fear gets found out. Oh,
boy.
The crit from Kuroki, unbelievable. Chaotic Offering comes out. Universe trying to aggress, but it's really just Puppey they're going for. It doesn't even matter at this point because he has the familiars in Bay. Secret
Needs
falling back for now. And the base. Tier 4 is being worked on by the Mega Creeps. Looks like the Tier 4 is going to go down in the mid lane. In the meantime, S4 actually taken out. That's a gem. Going the way of PPD. So 2 kills, but they lose both Tier 4s. Oh, almost. Okay. Are they going to deny this? No. They're going to armor it, in fact. Bitch.
Everything matters.
Actually, what is your... I always wonder this. Do you deny this tower in this case, or no?
No, gold doesn't matter anymore. That's
okay.
Like
it dies anyway.
Okay,
That's gold kind of matters in that case.
Because like those 2 shots didn't go on the ancient then, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the ancient heals though.
Yeah.
Well.
So in this exact situation, they should have denied it, but it's very hard to predict, and that little bit of extra gold does not matter against perhaps what 1 or 2 seconds could save them in the end.
Only in Captain's Draft, Cinderin. Maelstrom on Warlock. He's using his refresher as his 7th item right now.
I cannot believe that you can have a position 4 Warlock having these items and lose the game.
I
it's
know.
Like...
What was the win percentage for Warlock in general for Captain's Draft? Because he was always played like a mid role, right?
But I feel like Warlock who gets Axe Refresher, even in competitive games, has a win rate of way more than 3/4.
Yeah.
Just having Axe Refresher on that hero is absolutely insane. The reason it usually doesn't get picked up is that it takes a long time and you can lose a lot of control. He's not that strong in lane, etc., etc. But
this battle
they got
top is
everything
hilarious.
they needed this game, and it just wasn't enough.
PPD canceled the TP there. I think he misclicked a little bit. Almost in range to cancel the TP with the Chain Frost, but in the end, Tinker did get away. And Tinker is, I don't know if I want to call this 8-slotted because you just have 2 regen items for when you're back in the base. Roshan is killed. This could be the beginning of the end for EG. So Kuroki, not taking any of it, in fact. S4 has the Aegis. Puppey has the cheese. Look for him to pass that off to somebody at some point. Arteezy begging for a deny of the Aegis, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's already picked up by S4. Oh, here comes the base push. They're confident. EG are going to need to pull off a miracle to just win this fight. And then after that, they can't really get anything out of it. But they have to try to
What
fight.
was that? What the heck? He's like, hey, S4, take a little ride. So 1 minute left on the cooldown for buyback on Tiny. Sheep on Arteezy. Into a tornado.
Great value of
All
both
right.
abilities.
Yeah, I was going to say. And
Toss.
a toss. Well, this is kind of what you
just-
got to do. They're just forcing the defense
just
on all sides of
annoying
the
him.
map. There was a little crap talk going on between the two. Of course, it's lighthearted in any... Oh, Arteezy. Okay. 4-step out, Big Daddy wastes his ultimate, so that's another wasted
How many
skill.
things do they want to use on Arteezy that are just pointless?
Well, but look at the creeps. They're already in range of this Ancient. Here comes the Chaotic Offering. It's only on S4. Zai's taking more damage from the Mega Creeps than anything else. S4 gets a nice tornado into Deafening Blast for Arteezy. I think they just want the creeps to finish off this Ancient. It's at about 3/4 HP. And with Tinker, I mean, how do you come back, man? Tinker can just TP in every single time, push the creeps in.
Bristleback?
Yes.
How do you like that?
Oh, he actually did get it. I thought you were trolling me. Alright, Arteezy gets destroyed. And Secret's going to fall back. They have 4 golems on the field. And this is going to be a huge waste if they can't end up getting a kill. S4, half HP. Arteezy pops the BKB. The Ghost Scepter, or the Ethereal Blade, I should say. What was that used on? I thought it was used on his teammate, but I guess not. Chain Frost is going to finish him off. He has Aegis, however. And Bristleback's not even part of this. Tinker looking to come in. Absolutely no problem pushing this in. Secret's just playing with their food. Just playing with their food. Here comes the Avalanche toss into the burst. BKB dodges it. But the Roar goes through it. And Tiny can easily clean up. This is no problem for Kuroki at this point. GG's come out for Arteezy and EG. Secret will take game 1 of this 2-game series. Unbelievable game. Unreal. I don't know what else to say. Good God Almighty.
I'm just thinking back at season 1 of this tournament and how the games were like generally 30 minutes long. And we've had a 52-minute game, I think it was, and now a 64, I believe this one was, minute game just today in 2 series, and both games have been phenomenal. Like, I cannot like put a finger on where it went wrong for EG, but there was just, they were missing that like secret ingredient to just ending the game, where they get one good teamfight and end. And I think Tinker turned out to be the most important hero in Secret's lineup, even though he kind of got shut down early, even though we were not really sure if he was going to even have time to come back. But he held the base for so damn long that they actually ended up being able to win that game.
I was skeptical. Tinker did not get off to a good start, and he, like you said, defended enough for Tiny to get huge, and then Tiny just ripped through everything. And we've seen that before, and this is without a Wisp. So, unbelievable game. If you guys didn't catch the whole game, this will be on our secondary YouTube channel. Actually, no, it'll be on our main one. This one, of course,
is
so good.
Be on our main one too.
But either way, we have a side channel called DotaCinema VODs for all our VODs. But more importantly, if you visit DotaCinema.com, we have an entire VOD section where everything will be up. So yeah, game 2 coming up next. I'm gonna go recover from this.